So weeds, pretty important topic in farming, but what is a weed and what is it trying to tell you? That's what we really want to understand. When we see something like a dock plant like this, there's a reason and situation that's been created in the soil to create the perfect scenario for this weed to have germinated. We need to realise that in each square of soil there's just thousands and thousands of seeds. They're in the seed bank. These haven't blown in from your neighbours. They've actually here waiting for that perfect environment for them to grow. So here in this spot I'm standing at the moment, it seems to be quite compacted. It's definitely a lot different from the other pasture in the paddock. I don't know whether this has been where a bale feeder has been put or in a portable trough, but it's definitely a different soil texture and function here. So when we're talking about weeds, they're a great indicator of that something's wrong with the soil and the soil function. They're normally a successional plant, so they are trying to perform a job to enable that these grasses come through once the soil is in the perfect environment or pH or functional in its functional ability for these to survive. So sometimes, a lot of weeds in New Zealand relate to calcium, so they're trying to actually open up the soil so that they're decreasing this compaction and get the air down there and flocculate the soil so that these grasses can flourish once they've done their job. Weeds are also good for sucking up excesses in soil, so they can actually be providing you quite a good tool to take excess nutrients out of the soil that might cause stock problems. So quite often when we're talking about weeds, the best thing you can do is actually just leave them to what they're doing, like in these tulips or pastures, because they are actually performing a role that was beneficial for yourself and can actually relieve some of the pressures or problems that you might have in your soils. Weeds are a good thing in some regards. In some other aspects, they're not great. It's definitely, if you're someone who likes to have a picture perfect farm, it's a very hard thing to deal with. Or if we're talking about crops and you're trying to grow barley or something like that, you don't want weeds in there because you're going to have these other seeds. But in a pasture setting, they're normally trying to perform a successional role where they are trying to develop a better soil function and environment for our preferred species like ryegrass or cocksfoot or the like. So they definitely have their roles, and if they are performing a good nutritional role, you'll actually find that your livestock will actually eat them because they are providing that livestock the nutrition that they are looking for as well.